Hey guys, Horror Hottie here. Today I'll be discussing every film I've watched this month. I will give credit where credit is due. This idea is popularized from Sarah from Possessed by Horror and originates from Emma from Spooky Astronauts. Not that I need a shout out from me, but go give them a follow. You may know me as the one who ranks every movie they've watched into one list on Letterboxd. Not really, because I don't recommend using Letterboxd for popularity. The only followers I have are from people who follow thousands of people in hopes of a follow back, or just from people I followed because I enjoyed the reviews and they followed back thinking that's the only reason I followed them. I've been reviewing every film I've seen for nearly 2 years now, and my most popular reviews have 3 likes. I'd like to note that this will be containing spoilers, so if a film you plan on seeing comes up, simply use the timestamps provided to skip to the next film in the lineup. I will also be including all content warnings included in the film written on the screen so I don't make a film sound great for you to go out and watch it, only to find something upsetting included. Undisputed, 1.5 stars. The best thing about this is the editing. It was helpful to see all the characters' names and crimes they've committed. I was rooting for Monroe because his competitor was literally convicted for rape, so I'm glad they didn't end up with a bullshit draw to make everyone happy. I'm not a big fan of boxing, however, I was certainly expecting more of it in the film considering that's what the film's about. Instead, half of this movie centers around a depressing rape case. Instead of watching this whole film, just watch the finale fight scene, or better yet, just go watch some real boxing. The Secret Garden, 1.5 stars. The best thing about this is the fashion and the animals. I'm a huge animal lover, so I always love seeing them on screen. This also includes witchcraft, which is nice. The uncle in this was low-key fine. The film was hard to get through, especially because of the entitled protagonist. She said it was hard in India, but she literally had servants. Shut up. She's such a bad person. I hope she grows out of her entitlement. I hate the trope of a physically disabled person who can't walk suddenly just getting up and walking. This is such an ableist film. The Cabin in the Woods, 5 stars. Whatever you think this film is about, you're wrong. It is so different from what I was expecting and even exceeded my expectations. This film's title and poster really set up the movie for greatness. This is actually half comedy and half horror. In my opinion, those two are the hardest genres to match and often misses the mark. When it hits though, it's spectacular. Examples include Tusk, Zombieland, and Violent Night. I love the wide variety of monster designs. The one-way mirror is perfectly built for horror, and I'm surprised more horror films don't utilize it. It's especially effective. Also, as a side note, this is where that taxidermy wolf clip is from. I never knew that. I highly recommend throwing this film on when hanging out with a group of friends. Insidious Chapter 2, 2.5 stars. I love the Insidious series. The sound effects are the best I've seen in horror. I like the cans on a string idea. Sadly, the first film in this series is much better. Part of this had the whole found footage thing going on, and I hate that genre. The sound mixing here is also atrocious. I'll only go on this rant right here now because otherwise it will be included in every one of these Letterboxd recaps. Even in a lot of modern day films, the audience has to keep their hand on the remote for half of the film in order to drastically lower the volume during music parts and fighting scenes, and drastically raise it when the characters are talking. The sequel didn't bring anything new to the series and took a step back. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 3.5 stars. The concept carries this entire film. Doppelgangers are especially scary to me. I will admit this is very slow-paced. I didn't enjoy the duplication process. It wasn't scary, it was simply gross. I also never enjoy seeing disloyalty/cheating. Next up, I watched the entire Child's Play/Chucky series of films. I dedicated an entire video to ranking and reviewing each entry, so be sure to check it out if you want to hear my in-depth opinions on that series. Melancholia, 0.5 stars. How do you know? Because I know things. These are actual lines in the film. Sometimes films try to be too artistic and up their own ass/pretentious. If you like I'm Thinking of Ending Things and 2001 A Space Odyssey, you'll love this too. For reference, those are also highly pretentious, bad films that get way more credit than they deserve. that I've also given a 0.5-star rating. Don't take this the wrong way, most films that are highly regarded and widely known as good by critics are indeed worthy of their reputation, however the films I've listed are not. The protagonist here cheats on her wedding night. Fuck her, she's a psychopath. She straight up beats a horse too, what the fuck? This film is genuinely so bad. Poorly shot, poorly edited. I can see almost the entirety of the budget went to renting the mansion. I can't believe this is edited like an episode of The Office. Brokeback Mountain, 1.5 stars. You know I ain't queer, and me neither. Our line said after the literal morning where they just got done barebacking each other after cuddling. I don't think it gets much queerer than that. What attracted me to this was, one, it being a queer love story starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger, two incredible actors that I really love. I really enjoyed the ass shots too. This love story, however, did not meet its high expectations. It had such a good setup, but unfortunately fell flat. We deserve better queer rep than, oh, he cheated on his wife with a man because he's actually gay, and a queer couple in love? Oh, we'll just kill one or both of them. I hate cheating. One half of the couple is also a domestic abuser. I guess you can think of it like they were both horrible people who deserved each other. I Know What You Did Last Summer, 4 stars. My favorite part about this was when the killer murdered the cop. He really said ACAB. The antagonist was a real standout here. In fact, I actually liked the entire cast of characters. I'm glad we're getting a horror group of adults for once. I've been tired of watching stupid teenagers. Honestly, this has a lot of stupid moments, so don't watch this if you hate horror films where the group makes idiotic decisions. I can't believe these people thought the best thing to do in their situation was to dispose of the person they hit, instead of seeking immediate medical attention. He was still alive. They went from accidentally injuring someone to intentionally murdering him. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, 3.5 stars. The best friend carries this film. The setting here is the most interesting part. I loved the twist at the end. The dynamic feels fresh and interesting. I'm glad the characters are smarter in this one. I wasn't really a fan of Jack Black in this one. I like him as an actor, but not in this role. He also styles his hair in locks despite not having the proper hair texture. I think he was taking his last name a little too literally here. The Invitation, 4 stars. I will admit I enjoyed this movie more than the typical person would. I think I give this an extra half star because I'm a sucker, get it? For a gothic romance. The Tallest Wife is such a bad bitch, I love her. This has some really creepy moments. Music playing by itself has to be one of my favorite horror tropes. At one point, the protagonist calls British people polite. Girl, I think you're confusing them with Canadians. The Brits are notorious for being the biggest assholes. And why would he just yank someone out from under a bed while checking on them? Not even an, is everything okay first? I wish this felt a little less Wattpad-y and a little more AO3. It didn't meet its full potential. This movie has straight up weird vibes and not in the way I like. One cringy line of dialogue has Evie asking Oliver if they're related. He responds no, but it is said before and after that he is her cousin. When I look online it says he is, so... All I'm saying is if I'm meeting my long-lost family during a family gathering at a huge manor where the entire family is staying, I wouldn't deem it safe to make a pass at anyone. Aramentari, The Blacksmith and the Devil, 5 stars. Seeing the demon designs in the trailer was all I needed to know to see that I wanted to watch this. The demon designs are on point. I love the title and that this is based on folklore and mythological creatures. The bear trap death was interesting. They used it so many times and it was genuinely so funny. The demon was caught in that trap twice. It was funny when the villagers started beating the shit out of him. It was so funny how the chickpeas were thrown to the ground and a dramatic close-up of them sprawled out as this powerful demon falls to his knees to count them. This isn't labeled as a comedy, but it should be. It's absolutely hilarious. The finale in hell was really gripping. I couldn't take my eyes off it. I like how the relationship between the demon and the blacksmith ended up playing out. This is amazingly shot and edited. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, 4.5 stars. I love this art style. This has amazing attention to detail. This film made me laugh very quickly and a lot. I want to touch and massage Puss's little beans. I love when he does his cat mannerisms. And wow, that wolf has really cool size. He knows how to work them too. Anyways, I'm sure this dude has awakened some furries. It seems every year we get a new hot furry wolf. Being a therapy dog is a great goal. It was awesome how many fairy tales I packed into this. The scene where Puss has a panic attack is my favorite. Even everyone's favorite hero can feel fears such as fears of death. I have a feeling this will help people understand panic attacks and normalize them too. It was so cute how Puss immediately started calming down when his service dog started laying his head on him. Fuck Puss for abandoning his fiancée at the altar, and fuck Goldilocks for wanting a real family when she was already so lucky to have been adopted by such an awesome family who loves her. She already has her own wish and doesn't appreciate it or acknowledge it. Honestly, all of their wishes suck. Also, this has one song and it wasn't good. If you're going to have one song play throughout the film, at least try to make it slap as hard as possible. Next I watched Rocky, which I will be doing a ranking every Rocky film in order from worst to best video in February. Subscribe and hit the bell if you want to be notified when that comes up. Dracula Untold, 2.5 stars. I thought it was unique and interesting that they based this off Vlad the Impaler instead of the vampire Dracula. I didn't know Vlad the Impaler was known as Vlad Dracula. This is how you should write a full cast, they were all done well. The fight scene where the dude got both his arms chopped off was brutal. Oh my god, I was expecting the wife to jump in like, listen to me, baby, and she literally does, and even says, this is not who you are. I was dead. Accurate, cringy high school romance finally caught on film. The scene of the wife falling to her death was funny, I'm not even gonna lie. The Wretched, 1 star. Even though this is a more recent film, they made a really well done title screen. I like the music they chose too. Cute dog, he runs the store. I love the monster design here, and I like that the monster had a lair. This has a very interesting story, but the characters and secondary plot with the protagonist bring it down so much. The party scene was so unneeded. I did not approve of underage drinking. Oh, so you're 17 as soon as a creepy woman is standing on your porch, but not when there's alcohol around? I don't know why this film thought I or anyone else watching gave a single fuck about this lame teenage boy's love life. It definitely started getting salty when that girl took his underwear off him. Your friends dared you to assault someone and you did? I did not want to see this boy's ass. I hate this kid. A creep trying to watch his neighbors have sex through their window with binoculars. He shot the dog too. I did not enjoy the final twist in the ending shot. It was lame. It also didn't make sense. Is she not literally also a child? How do you start with such a spectacular premise and end up with this? Trolls, 1 star. Wow, this got annoying fast. What's up with all the piss, shit, and fart jokes? If I could only be happy for one day out of 365, I would be worse than the Bergens. And I thought they were called Birkins for half the film. This dude talks about how this song is what inadvertently got his grandmother killed, and everyone else just starts singing the specific song at him? Yeah, this is where the "singing killed my grandma" line comes from. This is labeled as a musical, but it really just covers pop songs with one singular original song created for the film. To give the film a tiny bit of credit, there are some things I liked about it. I love the trope of the conspiracy-crazed character. It includes a sleigh makeover. I like the twist that Branch has a sensitive romantic side, and I will admit that this has some nice visuals at times. The Mitchells versus the Machines, 3 stars. The only thing I like about this is the art style and the animation. It really is what's qualifying this as a good film. I hate the dad in this, and he didn't deserve redemption. He did some truly horrible things. He's looking at old home videos of the good old times, and the good old times being when his daughter was too young to have much of a personality or be capable of independent thought. The same thing happened to me when I was a kid, with my caretaker. I hate the message they're trying to push. The father doesn't deserve a relationship with his daughter. The Conjuring, 4.5 stars. This was a rewatch for me and I really love it. I watched this when I was way too young originally. Sadie is the cutest dog ever, and her death is completely unnecessary and brought the film score down. The hide and clap game genuinely seems so fun, I want to play it. It also has a great premise for a horror film. This has a ton of really scary moments. The little circus mirror and the music it plays is absolutely genius. The scariest part of this film is the thought of having 5 kids. The Conjuring 2, 4 stars. The Crooked Man is literally one of my all-time favorite horror stories. I was first introduced to it by the RPG Maker video game The Crooked Man. It is literally so good and I highly recommend you play it. It was so funny how Ed respected the antagonist's wish to not look at him while still shoving a cross in his face. The scene where all the crosses were turned upside down were so creepy. Why is this little ass kid smoking a cigarette? Talking about letting a boy French kiss her? This is the Conjuring British edition, so that makes it automatically not as good as the original. The nun wasn't a good villain to me. She was really uninteresting and not scary. Twins, 3 stars. I like the concept of this film. Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger are both great. They're excellent together on screen. The two of them and this being a comedy is what drew me in. I like how this touches on the topic of nature versus nurture. I like the twins' matching outfits. Some people find that creepy, but I think it's cute. I love matching outfits with anyone. Fuck Vincent for being a cheater, homewrecker, and a manipulator. I don't like the sibling relationship, the 2 twin boys dating the sisters. This does contain mention of child sexual assault, and they don't take it seriously, unfortunately. The Bye Bye Man, 0.5 stars. This has such a stupid title, oh my god. The least threatening name for a villain ever. If you're truly trying to create a scary antagonist who the audience is too afraid to even say their name, don't make it the title of the film. I really don't like how the Bye Bye Man is so concerned with giving sexual delusions. This is a useless film. Literally, the Powerpuff Girls has a much better villain whose name must not be spoken. The Willoughbys, 1 star. Rainbow food, heck yeah. I love the nanny's hair, it's heart-shaped, how can I not love it? I'm glad the children all ended up being adopted by the nice family. I feel bad for these neglected kids. Why did their parents even have them? This is such a weird movie, and not the good weird. This is quite depressing. All the kids got split up and put into the system at one point. It's extremely weird that this couple is really insistent on doing this strange mother-father roleplay constantly, especially despite being horrible abusive parents. I also didn't like the singing. Side effects, 0.5 stars. Sadly, we end the month off with a low note. I watched this because I had read a review that simply calls it a gay version of Gone Girl. This had amazing potential but was focusing too much on the legal aspects. This was so dramatic for no reason. The FBI literally pulled up as soon as they finished their wedding because of the altar to take the groom away. Every character here sucks so bad. The protagonist's motive never made sense throughout all the twists. Also, to be real, if my partner was sentenced to prison for 4 years, I would most likely break off the relationship. The best film I saw this month was Bride of Chucky. What did you think of the ratings and reviews I gave the movies that you've seen? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. My goal is to watch 265 movies a year, 1 a day. If you want to read my full reviews, check out my Letterboxd linked in the description. I'm also interested in your rankings, so be sure to list them, or even just your favorite and why you liked it. Please leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell for more monthly Letterboxd recaps as well as other content. If you'd like to support my content financially, please consider becoming a patron. I have tiers starting as low as $2 a month. I even have Patreon exclusive content up already. Check out the link in the description for more info on exclusive perks. Until next time, mwah!